Where's Gary? Chapter 5. Gary sat on the couch under his electric blanket watching TV. Grandma had her arm around him and occasionally tossed popcorn in his mouth. Grandma knows how much you love these late-night crime drama programs, she said. Don't you, Miss Tuftsy? Then Grandma noticed that it was 7:30 in the evening. Oh, heavens! She cried. Look at the time! It's time for bed, Miss Tuftsy! She got up and headed toward the bedroom. Gary jumped off the couch to follow her, but when he pulled the electric blanket, the bundle of things he had taken from SpongeBob's house fell on the floor. There laid a picture of SpongeBob smiling and waving. Gary meowed sadly. But he was still hurt, and as he looked at the picture, he began to imagine SpongeBob frowning and yelling, Quiet, Gary! Can't you see I'm busy? So Gary stuck his tongue out of the picture and followed Grandma into his very own bedroom. It was like a baby's room with stuffed animals and a crib. Meow? Asked Gary, not sure he liked it. But when Grandma tucked him into the crib, Gary felt comfortable, very comfortable. Oh, said Grandma, I almost forgot your goodnight kiss. She leaned in and kissed Gary. From the doorway, Grandma whispered, Sweet dreams, Miss Tuftsy, before she clapped her hands and the light snapped off. The next morning at the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob plodded in looking terrible. His eyes were red with big circles under them and his nose drooped. SpongeBob! Yelled Mr. Krabs. You're 15 minutes late! Sorry, Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob murmured. I was out all night looking for Gary. You see, he ran away, and now SpongeBob, are you okay? Asked Mr. Krabs, sounding concerned. You look kind of different. He leaned in for a closer look. Well, I'm not exactly what you would call okay, Mr. Krabs, answered SpongeBob. You see, Aha! Exclaimed Mr. Krabs, snapping his claw. You just forgot to put your hat on! He slapped a Krusty Krab hat on SpongeBob's head and walked away, saying, I knew I'd figure it out! In the kitchen, SpongeBob tried frying up some delicious Krabby Patties, but his tears kept running down his nose and dripping on the patties. Gary! He squeaked. A customer confronted Squidward. Yeah, I'd like a refund for this Krabby Patty, she complained. Mr. Krabs came running. Refund? What's wrong with it? Oh, nothing really, the customer answered sarcastically. Except that it's covered in tears! She lifted the top bun and Mr. Krabs saw tears glistening on the surface of the patty. What the? He muttered. Mr. Krabs went in the kitchen and found SpongeBob crying. Why don't you tell me what's wrong, lad? Well, you see, SpongeBob began. Listen to me, boy, Mr. Krabs interrupted. Any problem you have can be solved with a little hard work. Then he held up SpongeBob's spatula, hoping he'd get back to work. SpongeBob snapped out of his depression. You're right, Mr. Krabs! Mr. Krabs smiled and said, That's my boy. If I'm going to find Gary, I'm going to need to work harder at it. Then SpongeBob ran out of the kitchen, leaving Mr. Krabs speechless. Stay tuned for Chapter 6 coming up soon.